All right. Welcome back to the second edition of UnderQualified-OverOpinionated. We're going to be going over week one of the NFL. I'm your co host, Brandon. This is the other co host.
Cade. This thing work? I'm Cade.
Yes, it does, in fact, work. We're going to be kicking ass, showing you guys our favorite games for the previous week, favorites for the next week, some not gambling advice.
Yeah, ways
And
to lose your money.
yes. And yeah, let's get it started. Go over the first game of the season.
Yeah, let's
September
jump into
7th,
week one, game one. How about that?
Lions Chiefs. Uh, God, that really was just such a great game to start off with. It
Mask
was
up, boys. Mask up.
You really didn't know, like it. The Lions defense was just something else against Patrick Mahomes. Like that was
Patrick Mahomes
actually
still did Patrick Mahomes things.
yeah.
It didn't work for some reason.
Lessen the blow. They did phenomenal on just trying to make sure Patrick Mahomes was not as bad as it was going to be, because anytime you're playing against him, it's just like, well, it's Patrick Mahomes, so we don't really know what to plan for, and they just tried to keep the big plays away, and Kadarius Toney was very helpful in that.
The guy can play. The guy can be a Lions fan any week. I don't give a damn. He's good in my
basically a
book.
Lions player. I mean, he helped just as much. If any decent receiver had been at that point, the game might have actually gone the other way. Like it literally did come down to the last second. Last quarter.
Well, I'll say last second, because even when they turned the ball over after that long fourth down attempt,
Yeah.
I was still sitting there like, game's not over.
Yeah, game's not over.
That clock is not at 0.
Bell ain't
my internal Lions fan would not let me celebrate at all.
Especially one, it's the Lions, and two, it's fucking Patrick Mahomes at the other side of it. You're not even supposed to be competing with them, given the history. But
I buckled in. I sat there, but after the game, I'm pretty sure I threw my shoulder out. I had nothing to throw. I was just fist pumping in the living room, trying not to wake a baby up.
It was really fun to see that Lions team finally come together with, especially last season. Last season they were supposed to come in swinging, especially because Hard Knocks. Everyone was rooting for them, and then they had a pretty disappointing one. But this is the Lions of last year, the second half specifically.
Yeah,
where people are just now starting to realize it.
They talk about carryover in an NFL season, and you don't get to go into the next season with the same, attitude, essentially.
Yeah.
And all I saw was a Lions team that had carryover. They brought everything from last season into that game in Arrowhead, and they essentially made the outcome they wanted by not giving up.
Yeah, you honestly, it really did seem like the previous week was that Packers game where they knocked them out.
Yeah.
Playoff contention. It was
right into it. So, all right, let's move through some of these other games. Falcons, Panthers.
That was
Falcons coming out on top, 24-10.
So bad. Desmond Ritter looks so bad. I don't. Heineke's gonna be in by week 4 at the latest. Like Heineke,
that team needs as much. They need to string together some competency just to kind of help them through it. And I think the only way for them to do that is to lean on Heineke a little bit, just kind of veteran presence, get the guys consistent.
Get those weapons. Otherwise, I think production, because
it's going to be a rough year for them.
Yeah, especially they're in the NFC South. They should. There's not a lot of competition there, but it does not look like they're going to do well.
It was a very underachieving quarterback duel. Bryce Young went for 146 yards, Desmond Ritter 115. It was carried by luck plays and defense, essentially.
Yeah, they seemed like
it was very exciting to see Bijan get his first score of the season. Though that was exciting. Yeah. Hopefully that continues in years to come.
I think he is going to continue. I think they have a really good 1-2 punch that they like with Tyler Algier
Algier,
and
yeah.
Bijan Robinson. I think they're definitely trying to set someone up to come in free agency or maybe draft someone. I think they're not going to be. I don't think they're going to be as bad to get a top 5 pick next year. And things could change,
No,
but
but they're going to get one of those top 10 picks. I think they're going to be right up there to bring somebody important in.
yeah, not like Caleb Williams, but maybe Drake May if they're lucky, something like that.
An essential piece. They'll get a good
Yeah,
building block hopefully.
yeah. Well,
Kyle
I think
Pitts,
yeah,
he exists.
that's about it.
2 catches, 44 yards. I mean, that's
Something.
not what you want to see, especially if you decided to draft him in fantasy, like I did. Why we put ourselves through this every year?
I think that's a conspiracy that everyone gasses up that guy so they can just go take the guy they actually want. Like, oh man, that guy's still on the board. Yeah, someone should get him. And every year, someone's like, this is different though. Like even when Matt Ryan was there, he had an okay year. Like it was nothing crazy, and he's supposed to be
the potential.
elite.
The potential is there,
but that I mean that is with tight ends. Like they take a while, especially if they're good receiving option. It takes a while to master both blocking, and so I'm not saying he can't do it, but he's going to need a quarterback that's not Desmond Ridder, because Desmond Ridder looked pitiful out there. Like it really was just like he wasn't even the one driving. It really did just seem like whoever was in the backfield with him was taking control of it.
I think it's going to be a lot of the season for Atlanta. So
yeah.
Next game on the list will go Cincinnati-Cleveland.
Cincinnati-Cleveland. That was
got to be one of my biggest surprises of the first week. Honestly,
I didn't say I wasn't surprised that the Browns won. I was surprised that the Bengals put up 3 points.
Yeah, that's
I don't see how you put up 3 points with what everyone thought was the best receiving core, the best quarterback.
I see it right here because it's 14 for 31, 82 yards out of Joe Burrow. That's not a winning formula at all.
No,
that's not gonna get you anywhere. Or get you a
3
top
points.
10 pick.
And McPherson even missed a couple kicks, I believe. I think he at least missed one. I know for sure he missed one. But the Bengals it was rainy. I'll give them that, but the Browns found a way to move the ball. And I just don't see. And they're supposed to have a good run blocking offensive line. Did not look like that.
Stat that sticks out from that game is 10 punts for the Bengals.
Yeah, that's not the highest paid quarterback. I think this was a week
not
one
the standout player.
Though. Yeah, I think this was a week one fluke though. I think Joe Burrow didn't play any of the preseason. He was coming off that preseason
calf.
Injury.
Yeah,
that calf injury. And so I think they'll be all right. I don't think this is panic. I think this is just damn that was a terrible start to the season.
Yeah, and I mean the Browns come out and they look all right, pretty good.
I thought they looked pretty good.
Nick Chubb with 106 yards, and that's what you want out of your.
Deshaun Watson looked above average.
154 yards, touchdown, 1 interception in the rain.
Yeah,
in
the rain too. In the rain, that's okay.
You go out there and you make what you can out of nothing.
He did have some bad balls, but I mean, I think every quarterback had bad balls this week one. There were so many rainy games. It's week one. Like it's just like, ugh.
I mean, it'll probably shake out in the end, but wow, to start off that way, that's pretty surprising.
We'll move on to Titans Saints. See, I had the Saints winning the NFC South, but what they looked like against the Titans, like it really did look like they were going against a Belichick coach team. Because with Variable, like he's very good on special teams. He's good on defense. Like he's good at outsmarting his opponents. But the Saints looked good. It was just Titans were seizing every opportunity they were handed.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
4 sacks from the defense that's a good start.
Yeah.
I think Mike Vrabel, matched up to any coach in the league, is probably it's him and Dan Campbell for like run through a brick wall for your coach kind of guy.
Yeah.
Those are
Variable,
the top two. Like you don't get much more motivation out of your guys than that.
Yeah.
I think Derek Carr, his first showing as a Saint, 305 yards and a touchdown, an interception. You know, could have been a little bit better, but
yeah, I think he did. I mean, that's Derek Carr. That's like he's gonna give an interception every now and then.
Gonna manage
sometimes
this game
more
though.
than just one. Yeah, I really like him in the Saints though. That I think they really like him too. There was
It
a few mic'd up
seems
moments
like a
where,
fit.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be successful in the long run, but I don't know if that head coach is going to be there for long. There seem to be some questionable choices. I don't know. I think they like him. I think he'll stick around, but I just don't. I don't see them having much success besides getting maybe into the past the first round in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean that whole division just is kind of outclassed right now,
Yeah.
and I don't
By
see them
everyone else
making
in the
a
NFC.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see them making a deep run, but
Yeah.
they are for
And-
sure going to shake up the season, and
Yeah.
they showed that week 1.
I think the Titans are going to be. You have to leave an asterisk by every time they go against a team.
Oh, we're saying that. We're saying that
Yeah.
in the podcast. We're saying asterisks already.
Yeah, they're like because
That's the buzzword
even
of
though
the year already.
They only won by one. They only won by 1 point. 1 point, and it's like that does not show how much of like that was a brawl. Like they were like there was like it's only one. They only scored by 1 point, or they only won by 1 point. But it's like, come on, like that. The Saints definitely outplayed them, and I don't think that score shows that.
No, but stepping back to the Lions Kansas City game, you could pretty much say that Kansas City should have come out with the win there. They just didn't. They just lost, and that's the NFL.
Yeah, can you put an asterisk by it? I mean, yeah,
you could put an asterisk by every
one of these games. Every one of these games, especially once you get into the season. Every single game.
That's why they say any given Sunday.
Yeah,
that's what they go with.
Next game, Bucks Vikings. Actually, one of my favorite games of this week. That was an actual really entertaining game to watch. I'm a huge Baker fan. No one had high expectations for that man coming into this game, and came in. Apparently, he knew all their defensive plays.
I know what they're doing.
And apparently he could back it up, even though he allegedly knew their defensive schemes. He only won by 3. Win's a win, but
for a team that we don't expect much out of, being the Bucks, a win being a win as a win is take that to the bank and cash it in, because you're going to need all of them.
Yeah. Unless you're trying to tank, then that's not going well. Vikings look like what happened in their defense? And their offense. Justin Jefferson still put up over 100 yards and a touchdown, I believe, and that man looks so defeated on the sideline.
I'd argue that they're the same team that they were last year.
Yeah, they're just losing those coin tosses. They're losing those 50-50 balls. They're losing those games.
Last year, they would have won this by 3. And this year, they didn't.
Yeah, they're losing those one-score games, and it's just not pretty. It's not going to be
Cousins came out and put up 344 yards through 2 touchdowns. Jefferson had 150 receiving yards for Justin Jefferson.
Like, I don't see how this is on Kirk Cousins. I don't see how this is on the offense, really.
Well, one of their things coming in was they're an aging defense. They were an aging defense last year. They lost Patrick Peterson. By
Byron Murphy got dragged around like a little boy by Baker Mayfield.
It is
fucking beautiful.
Exactly what we said in the opening show that it was going to be for the Vikings. They're either going to come in and really keep it together, or the ship's going to go down.
Yeah,
And
they're gonna get the other side, which they're used to, is losing those one-score games, and it does not look pretty. Yeah. Well,
okay.
Next one, Cards Commanders. That was literally just like who can shoot themselves in the foot faster.
That was a dirty, sloppy game.
Sam Howell looked good. There was one bad throw that led to an interception, and I was like, okay, well, I think I even texted you, Sam Howell looks pretty good, and then he immediately threw a fucking interception. I can't
You had a pretty good.
I have a
You had a
great
pretty good
way
record this weekend
yeah,
of
I'm
doing
like,
that.
This quarterback looks good. Immediately throws a fucking interception. I'm like, okay, never mind. I'll go home. But like I said last week, Cards nearly fucked it up week 1. They nearly won this game.
They're gonna go out and steal a couple of games. They really are.
They 100%. They might fuck themselves out of the first pick because every team right now doesn't care even if they have a quarterback, they want that first overall pick because they know someone is going to pay to get Caleb Williams.
Well, they are starting Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
So that kind of tells you the state of the team.
I'm sure he got a pep talk in the last quarter, like, stop trying to win this goddamn game and let's go home. Like, like we'll put in the other guy.
They won't know the difference. Bench you if you start playing too well.
Yeah, like 16-20, like that was 100%. And
he did fumble 3 times.
And he somehow only lost by 1. Yeah, and somehow only lost by 1 score. Like, that's kind of impressive.
Be 2 teams to watch going forward. It won't be very pretty to watch, but we'll watch them. We'll keep them.
There will be 2 teams on the TV. Yes, they will be.
Yeah.
49ers Steelers.
Can't say I'm surprised about this at all.
No,
it was a pure ass whooping.
I thought the Steelers D would make this like a 21-7 kind of game. You know, keep it a little bit closer. Pass rush didn't give a fuck. Pass rush didn't help at all. Secondary, a mess. When you have Pat Pete as your best guy going against Brandon Ayuk, who all of a sudden is top 5 in the fucking league right now, well, at least made him look like that. I'm like, you know, maybe this Steelers D isn't going to be what it has been because Minka can't do it all on his own in the backfield or in the secondary, and it shows because he had they said Minka had a pretty high score. Like, yeah, maybe there is some things that just didn't go his way, but Minka Fitzpatrick was definitely doing his best to keep up with everyone, and he's realizing pretty quick that he's basically alone. And Pat Pete's probably going to get moved to another safety spot.
Yeah, it didn't look very pretty for that defense, but TJ Watt is still the fucking man.
Yeah.
He's a one-man defense.
Cam Hayward kind of out of it right now. So
yeah, he's that groin. He went to get surgery today, actually. So
yeah, he's out for at least 8 weeks. I'm like, that's not going to help TJ Watt's production at all. But
that 49ers offense, man.
It's like Brock Purdy. That 49ers defense is what the fuck? Like
the whole team. They are built for the long run.
What the fuck? They are. And then Brock Purdy looks like a first fucking overall pick. Like he looks legit. He looks legit. He's making great throws. He's got good receivers. That O-line is definitely fucking helping him. Like, holy shit. That fucking O-line. They are going to be the best O-line. And the NFC, at least. They might be the best O-line.
It might. Well, I think it might be a lot of optics, too. A very good system with a lot of weapons. Purdy can get the ball out quick. They can do a lot of things in the run game. It's very easy for that offense to turn the score into this really fast, 30-7.
Yeah,
that's you. you don't stand much of a chance if you don't hang with them, turn it into a shootout.
Yeah, that Steelers run game was just put to the fucking side. Like,
yeah,
don't give a fuck. And then Deontay Johnson's out. He got injured, I think, going into halftime.
That
So
Mike Tomlin winning record thing might be on the
they've been saying
year.
that the last couple of years, but I think this year might be the actual first time.
Just they need a quarterback, man.
I don't think they need. They need O line. They need O line. That pass rush was literally just kicking their fucking ass for 3.5 hours. But
I don't think Kenny Pickett is gonna do well because he's not put in a position to do well. There's not a lot there for him to go off of.
I don't know why Matt Canada still has a job.
He's not the guy to come in there and make them win games. He needs help.
Yeah. Which supposedly Najee was supposed to be that, but I don't think they have.
He's not receivers. That guy. He's good, but he's not that guy.
It's just O line. They have nothing on the fucking O line. They have a good rookie, and that's about it. But all right, well, Jags Colts. Jags look so sloppy. That defense for the Jags is going to be an issue. You're giving up 21 points to the Colts, who Colts don't have a whole lot going for them right now besides their offense.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even say that. Literally, just the fact that they have hope. That's it.
Riding that high.
Yeah, like they have a younger team. They have a really good O line. That their new head coach, he was the Eagles offensive coordinator last year. So you could instantly see that too. He's bringing in the exact same game plan that the Eagles had last year. They even ran the same fourth and one play and tried to do it, unsuccessful. But it was like, oh, okay, we teams instantly were like, we got it. We'll try. Like they might know it, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop it for a bit. But I do think this was best case scenario for Anthony Richardson. So I'm glad they picked him up.
He had a great showing week one for where he was in college to where he is today. That's
for sure.
Color me impressed, honestly.
Yeah. I thought he looked good. I thought he looked like he's gonna be all right. I don't think there's I just don't think there's a lot of raw stuff necessarily. There's just stuff he's gonna work on. Like he surprised me.
Jaguars, I put them in kind of a section of their own in the AFC with like the team that's ready to break out, but just not quite there yet. They're
this season they got to if they're I think there was a little bit of I think there's another team you can put on like this was a little bit of week one kind of they gotta break through, but they put up 31 points. They put up 31 points. It's just the defense that has got to come.
They put up 31 points against the Colts though, so like
that's fair.
We'll see it play out. We'll see it shake out, but I think the Jaguars are poised to do something next year. If not, I don't know when.
If it's not within the next 2 years, it might never happen.
Yeah. Let's roll through some, just kind of breeze over these games real quick. Ravens beat the Texans. No surprise there.
Nothing crazy. CJ Stroud looked okay.
Eagles beat the Patriots. Yeah. That was kind of a close game, but
defense, special teams came through on that. I thought that was a great game. Classic Belichick game. Eagles definitely.
He's gonna play you hard.
Yeah, Eagles were the only surprising thing was the Eagles' offensive output. There might be actual concern there, and the fact that the Patriots put up 20 points on what's supposed to be a pretty good D. I do think that this is kind of just week one jitters. I think they're just trying to work stuff out.
I don't think there's much you can really dive into in that game, really, because it is week one. Got to kind of see how it changes or how it doesn't, maybe. But
Packers Bears. I was just surprised that they end up winning by 4 possessions. I thought it was gonna be 5. No,
I gotta say I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised that
Especially once the game started and I saw what the Bears came out to do,
how
and it
bad
was the
they
Bears
look
said
dysfunctional.
that they were going to put 11 guys on the field, and that was about all they were going to do that day.
They looked dysfunctional. They looked like they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and that offense is terrible.
Yeah,
Chicago's head coach is probably out the door already.
I watched a lot of quarterback breakdowns, trying to figure out if it was on the OC or if it's on Justin Fields, trying to kind of get a feel for that offense, what they're going to kind of turn into. The blame is pretty much split down the middle. I can't put blame on one person. A lot of checkdowns with a lot of potential to go deeper that Justin Fields didn't read into, and then a lot of bad play designs that Justin Fields was kind of backed into a wall. And a young quarterback, a young quarterback like that, you kind of want to break it down Barney style for him and give him the best opportunity to win the game. But it seems like they just got in their own way. And I don't think the Packers are an extraordinarily great defensive team, but I recognize that they have a lot of strengths on defense.
Yeah, they did. Their defense is young. They're gonna pop up in the next couple of years. Is probably top 8, top 10.
Yeah,
in the NFL.
They're very fast.
It's just
they're very, very fly to the ball, and that'll get them in trouble with some of the better teams. But the way that they played was very promising for them. Green Bay could have a good defense within the next couple of years, and Jordan Love didn't have a bad game either. So,
yeah, I thought Jordan Love did great for being the successor to Favre and Rodgers.
Yeah, because expectations were all over the place, but he came out, just played a solid game, put points on the board, didn't do anything stupid.
I thought, and I don't know why people were surprised the Bears lost by 4 possessions. they did not change much, and
stop. I've been telling you this.
Rams Seahawks. I love that game. I had the expectation.
Exactly the game I wanted to go to next. Vintage John Matthew.
That he looked fucking great. That
healthy. Guy's out there balling. He's making throws.
Like that was my concern going into the season. Is I was like, I don't know if he can stay healthy, and like within the first half, I was like, he's back to making no lookers. He's back to like breaking tackles. I'm like, this is great. Like evading pass rushers.
He's got his young swagger back. Almost, it looked like he was shaking and moving back there. And
he was. Yeah, he looked great.
I'm gonna beat you to the punch here because I know you're so excited to do this, but Puka Nacua,
love that guy.
10 catches, 119 yards.
Don't forget Tutu Atwell. He had very similar stats. Like
Tutu Atwell had 6 catches for 119 yards.
I thought we did okay.
This is Matthew Stafford on the 2017 Lions with nobody to throw to, just out there playing, having fun.
Yeah.
Like, the guy doesn't care who he throws the ball to.
I was just glad that we had good offensive production from 2 wide receivers, especially with Cooper Kupp gone. And I think the defense was just as terrified. The Seahawks defense was just as terrified, just because they don't know who the next target's going to be. Kyron Williams, the backup, he sits behind Cam Akers, ended up taking majority of the snaps. And anytime Cam Akers got in was just on like 3rd down, just because Kyron needed a break. Seahawks just looked
slow.
Yeah, they looked slow. They
looked one step behind. One step behind everything. And I'll tell you the most important stat from that game: 0 sacks, 2 QB hits. If you can keep Matthew Stafford standing up in the backfield, it's going to be hard to beat the Rams if you can do that. no matter who you are.
Which offensive line is going to be the next question mark for the rest of the year.
It's definitely the question mark coming in, and it's something we have to keep an eye on. But if you can keep him standing up tall in the backfield,
Seahawks lost both their starting tackles, which we'll bring up for this week 2 schedule. But that's not.
I'm so excited!
Terrible.
Yeah, I almost came in here with Aiden Hutchinson face paint on. I was so excited.
Yeah.
Just.
All right, Dolphins Chargers. That was a great game. I loved it. That was like defense was just took a back seat for a bit. High scoring. That's exactly what you expect.
I want to talk about something that's not football related for this one. Robots at the game.
Oh, that was weird. It's every LA.
Are we gonna die?
Every LA.
Are we gonna? Are we like
sure.
in end days? Is this over? We're not gonna be able to go to games anymore because all the AI robots are gonna be like. Yeah, I bought tickets already.
In person. Yeah, sorry. Fuck Ticketmaster. Like, you gotta start walking out for the fucking AI. but
yeah,
Dolphins look fucking
Tua,
crazy.
466 yards for Tua, 3 touchdowns.
Tua went from throwing up fucking gang signs to right back to where he was at, and he
went from gang signs to throwing up dimes and.
but Tua, that entire Dolphins team is ready to come on out and prove everyone fucking wrong, and I fucking love it. And honestly, at this point, they're probably gonna win it. If they keep that up, they're gonna win the division because
with
the Bills look fucking dysfunctional. We'll get to that
with
game.
Rodgers out.
Yeah, it's like damn. Chargers look good. I think they're gonna The next game we'll get to is Raiders Broncos, but compared to those two teams, they probably right now they're like, we'll take that loss to the Dolphins, probably, top 3 team in the AFC. Like, we'll take that loss.
Use that loss as a stepping stone, and you're not in a bad place, I think. Yeah, if you're the Chargers,
lost by 2 points. Like, this is like, you know what, our offense can keep up with pretty decent defense. Their pass rush is pretty good. It's not that they were doing anything terribly wrong. Like, don't get me wrong, there was definitely some bad defensive calls. At one point, Khalil Mack was lined up against Tyreek Hill, and I'm no defensive coordinator. I'm not calling that. I would never in my fucking life be like,
Khalil Mack is a great athlete.
I got you. Great athlete. I'm not lining him up against Tyreek Hill. I wouldn't even send Jalen Ramsey gets fucking cooked by that motherfucker. I'm not putting him against him. Hell no.
Tua's sending him to the end zone really fast.
Oh, for sure. Just send it. Just go. Don't care. Just run back there. I'll meet you back there. Next one, Raiders Broncos.
Not a lot of crazy stuff coming out of this game.
17-16.
Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo are the same person.
I thought Russ looked better. I think it might have been just the play calling, but I think the Broncos offense looked better. And it seems like the Raiders D is like the better part of that team right now, even though they have Devontae Adams and fucking Josh Jacobs. It's like, you should be making plays.
Get ready for a new era in Las Vegas because it's check down season, baby. It's all Jimmy G all day.
Yeah, like Ramondre Stevenson of last year with Matt Patricia, but like he's just gonna catch everything, like 40
check
points.
Check down season, baby.
Yeah, 40 points.
Not gonna be
20 receptions and 8 yards. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. And then speaking of not pretty games, Cowboys Giants. The Cowboys do at least 2 of these games a year where they kick some terrible team's ass, like 40-0. And then everyone's like, they're gonna win the bowl. No,
they gotta get their points totals up before January rolls around, so they can
Yeah. So they have something to talk about next year.
Yeah. I couldn't even watch that game, dude. I had it on the whole time, and I was just like so unentertained. Like, can we? This feels like a week 1, week 2 college football team. Like
this, yeah. It's like they rested the starters in week 18, and we're just like fuck it, you know. But Daniel Jones was out there the entire like he only came out with like a few minutes left in the fourth quarter. Why was he out there that long? You paid him this much money. I would imagine you want him to start the rest of the season, at least. Like
it was.
It was a rainy game.
It was a shit show.
I'll give them that. It was a rainy game. Whatever. Cowboys obviously didn't fucking struggle. They threw the ball everywhere, wherever they wanted to.
Cowboys with 7 sacks. 7 sacks, 12 quarterback hits, 2 defensive touchdowns. How much did what?
How much did Micah Parsons get?
Micah got 1 sack, a tackle for loss, and 2 QB hits.
Good fucking Lord. That just goes to show that the rest of their defensive line is catching up. Like, either the pressure's on Micah or the pressure's on us. So
okay, everybody make a single file line. Everybody gets a sack tonight.
Yeah, that was terrible performance.
Incompetent play by the Giants, just bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of terrible for the state of New York.
Speaking of tragedies on 9/11.
Yeah. fucking Bills Jets. If I am a New York fan right now,
let's get the big flashing sign out of the way right away.
Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers, terrible. That is an absolute. I wanted him to go in there and have success. I really wanted to see him at least fucking go knock some random team out in the playoffs.
I just wanted him to make Packers fans cry.
Yeah, that's always good.
If nothing, just go and show why you should have been kept by the Packers.
Seeing Robert Saleh's face when he realized he had to put in Zach Wilson was, I thought he was gonna cry. I think
it had a lot less to do with putting Zach Wilson in than it did watching the guy that you just shaped your team around. His leg turned into pulled pork on the field at the 4th snap. Like
that was, yeah.
I can't even. I wish really that I could capture my thought in that time because I was like, "There's no way this is real."
I was kind of going, I was like, "There's no way it's an ankle injury. They're gonna go wrap him up," and then instantly when you saw him get on the cart, I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Like everyone, you're like, no, this isn't it. This isn't it.
I know that I texted you right away, Achilles.
Yeah, you texted me Achilles.
When he stood up and sat back down, I was like, that's not a twisted ankle. He's not hobbling. He doesn't have a foot connected right now.
And looking back on it, you could 100. He knew, like he knew, like
more of a man than I am because he just, hey, come get me, guys. We gotta go.
Like I think not even a face. He got up, took a few steps. And he's like, "Fuck," and then he's like, "Yep, I gotta sit down," and then that was it. Ball game. Actually, it wasn't ball game because defense and special teams showed up.
It was a very fun game to watch because you didn't know what was going to happen next.
Yeah, you really didn't. Well, everyone expected once Rodgers was gone, like, oh, there goes the quarterback duel. Fucking Josh Allen's going to take this to the fucking moon. We're going to get another fucking murder in fucking New York tonight.
Josh Allen did take it to the moon. He took it to the moon, except the moon was the Jets defense because that's where he kept throwing the ball.
Whitehead specifically.
Just Whitehead. just
Whitehead.
That's all
3 interceptions to one guy. It's like, I think you have to. Haley Steinfeld, is that who Josh Allen's dating right now? I think. I don't think you have any claim to her anymore. That's your father. Um, but yeah, Josh, I think this was just week one jitters.
Zach Wilson didn't have a great game, and understandably
did not have a great game. He was probably completely content with just earning his paycheck on the bench this year.
He was trying to be Alex Moran, just kind of be a backup and go be a gym coach or gym teacher.
Go fuck someone's mom.
Yeah, but Breece Hall kind of kept him in the game heavily.
That running,
he did run out of gas.
Oh, that was. Well, did you see Garrett Wilson cheering for him at like the 50? If he would have blocked, he probably could have gotten all the way over there. Like 100%. Breece Hall ran out of fucking gas.
Oh, and I mean the guy's been back for 3
weeks. But dude's been cheering for. Dude was cheering him at the 50. and if I would have saw that on the replay board, and I would have saw Garrett Wilson, I'd been like, "You motherfucker!"
They did turn it into points, and then
they
ended up winning. So
yeah, that was an amazing way to end week one.
I don't know,
especially a hard knocks.
I don't know if you. Yeah, I don't know if you watched Hard Knocks or if anybody else has watched the ending of Hard Knocks, but Xavier Gibson got his chance, and they told him, "You're going to be special. You're going to do something for this team." Week one, dude catches a punt, takes it to the house.
Like that's the script writers were fucking amazing
for the win. For the win,
script writers, man, that was amazing.
Back on their bullshit.
Yeah. I think that was a great. Okay, I thought it was a great week one. Very defensive. Yeah. Like it was so much to keep up with.
But, week one. We'll move on. Honestly, when I hit the red zone channel, my eyes crossed.
Keep up. You can't keep up with it. Usually when it's like in the fucking when they have 4 fucking screens on, you're like, okay, like there's only like 2 that are actually like.
It was week one for all of us.
Scoring position.
Let's just put it that way, because I had a hard time. I was not having a very productive football day. I was very lost.
Yeah.
So maybe week 3, week 4, I start to get in a little bit more of a groove. I can function better.
We'll move on to week 2. We're going to cover the spreads and kind of talk about them.
Let's I want to step on rookie standouts real quick.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give you 2 rookie standouts that I liked. Show a lot of promise week 1. Jalen Carter came in, played 32 snaps of pass defense.
Yeah.
With a 25% win rate on his pass rush. He had 8 pressures, a quarterback hit, and a tackle for loss, and a sack. That is what we saw. That's what we thought when he was getting drafted. That is the guy that that's why they drafted him. Honestly.
Yeah.
He came in with a PFF of 92.1, which nobody actually knows what it means. But it's a high number, so we're going to roll with that. Second guy I want to get to is made a little bit less of a contribution to his team, but let me tell you, man, I'm so excited. Jahmyr Gibbs.
He did look phenomenal. Every time you touched the ball, you felt like you could take it to the fucking house.
When Jahmyr Gibbs touches the ball, the hair on my neck stands up. I get a quarter chub. I'm just like,
everything's going my way.
This feels so good.
All right, I got a couple. So, this isn't necessarily a rookie, but this is a move going back to the 2023 draft. I'm sure you remember because we were watching it together when let's see. It was
Stetson Bennett.
No. Practice squad Bennett, actually. So the the Packers were initially had that. They swapped picks in the Aaron Rodgers trade. And New England was at 14, and then the Jets pick was at 15. And they were going to take, everyone assumed, Broderick Jones, offensive tackle out of Georgia. New England traded that to the Steelers, so the Steelers got that, and the Patriots ended up moving back 3 picks. That who was going to play that position was the I already forgot his name, but the tackle they were trying to replace and were drafting the replacement. That ended up being the guy who gave up the sack to Aaron Rodgers. Belichick was probably, at the time, that was like, oh, that was great by Belichick. Fuck with him. But
3D chess.
Belichick somehow did it again. He does this shit to stay relevant. I don't know how. Like I'm 100% certain he made a fucking deal with the devil at this point. There's no other way. Because that is so crazy that he traded back and that ended up benefiting him so much. But so that's not necessarily a rookie, but that was that is the rookie that would have made the difference in that scenario. Other one I got, Zay Flowers. Loved him. He looked so good. He looked like one of the best slot receivers of the day. 9 receptions, 78 yards. An average was 8.7. I thought he looked good. I think this is the best wide receiver core Baltimore might have ever had, including when Steve Smith Sr. was there. Like, because he was basically alone.
He was the guy.
Yeah. Zay Flowers looks so promising. Awesome. Funny enough, also born on 9/11.
Have a day, kid.
Yeah. Anyways, that was my rookie. That was my rookie standout. I just wanted to bring up that crazy thing that they tried to draft the replacement tackle because he wasn't great, and then that tackle ended up coming in and giving up the sack that lost Aaron Rodgers. It's crazy.
It's a tragic story.
Yeah.
Something out of Shrek.
That is something. I'm sure it fucking is.
Right out of a storybook.
Right out of a storybook. Well, you want to move on to week 2? Or do you want to go talk about bonehead moves? Or plays?
Bonehead moves, I have the Giants trying after the second half. Because chalk it up, man. Put it in the books.
Yeah, why is Daniel
Throw
Jones
in the towel.
still in? Why is Daniel Jones still in with 8 minutes left in the fourth? Like
you're not
7 sacks.
Give him a couple tries, a couple drives in the third quarter.
7 sacks.
After that, mail it in, man. You're done. Regroup, fall back,
go home. Go on.
It's over.
For me, I thought this was easy. Kadarius Toney was open every time. And not only did he give an interception away, basically handed it to Brian Branch. Not saying he didn't deserve it because he played great. Fucking love Brian Branch. But, dude, you lost that game for your team. If you had copped those passes, it would have changed. It would not have been the same outcome.
It changes the whole game from top to bottom.
The whole game. And I also have to go with Seahawks defensive play calling. They just wanted everything open for that man. It's supposed to be the second coming of the Legion of Boom, and that was not it.
They didn't have a chance, really. Like we said, they were a step behind everything, and maybe it's some stuff that they need to work out in practice. Maybe it's just a little bit of communication.
Yeah,
they looked like they're in trouble.
Yeah,
and coming up on a hot offense this week in Detroit, things could get out of hand, or maybe they make some corrections.
Aiden Hutchinson is going to fucking eat against that. But
if that sub left tackle doesn't hold his salt, we might be looking at a 6-7 sack game by the Lions defense.
Worse than the fucking Giants game.
There's that offensive line. They're in Detroit.
They're in Detroit. This is going to be terrible. You see murder on live television.
Actually, C.J. Gardner-Johnson has made a call to Detroit fans. he wants everybody to show up in blue ski masks.
I'm sure in Detroit that's no red flags at all. This is just normal Tuesday for them.
Blue ski masks on Tuesday night sold out on Amazon. Right now,
bringing in more from other countries. Like they're like, why is everyone buying fucking masks?
Right now, you can get a ski mask by October 30th. That is how dry the well is right now.
He definitely has a stake in some ski mask company in Eastern Asia. They're pumping it out right now.
Get it how you can. You know what I'm saying? It's a rough economy out there.
All right, the next segment, we're going to do our money line picks for next week. We're going to try to go through them as fast as we can.
Run through this week 2 schedule here.
So tonight's game, Vikings, Eagles. I think we're going to see the Eagles destroy the Vikings. I don't think it's.
They're a 6.5 point favorite, and I might take every 6.5 of those points.
I would take the 6.5 for sure. I'm taking that. Next one up, Packers at Falcons. Falcons are 1.5 favorites. I am 100% taking Green Bay covering the 1.5. I'm taking that. No question.
That's a good call, and
that's a fucking steal in my opinion.
2 question mark teams, but you've got to.
They kicked the Bears' ass.
They gave you no reason not to take the points there.
Yeah. Raiders at Bills. Bills have 8.5.
I'm going to take the Raiders to cover that.
I'd say that too.
I'm going to take the Raiders to cover the 8.5.
8.5?
And I think the Bills still win, but...
I think the Bills win, but I think they're going to have to work out some more kinks.
Yeah. Definitely going to be
Actually, I'm going to take the Bills. I'm going to take the Bills to cover the spread.
Okay. Yeah.
Home opener. I think they're gonna work out those kinks.
A little bit of the mafia come into play.
Yeah. I'm gonna completely flip the script because fuck it. Ravens at Bengals. Bengals are currently at 3.5 point favorites.
I'm taking the Bengals in the 3 to have a bounce back game. Better weather. Second, just another week of practice for Joe Burrow. We're going to see that offense kick into gear, and the Ravens are going to not know what hit them.
I think the Bengals will win this, but I think Baltimore covers the spread. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be whoever has the ball last wins. And, yeah.
I don't think it's going to be close. I think the Bengals are going to come out and make a statement. They have to.
Yeah, this is the time. If they don't now, they're not going. Yeah. It's still going to be in contention the rest of the year. Seahawks at Lions, 4.5.
When Dan Campbell was asked about Jahmyr Gibbs getting more touches this week, he said, "Probably not." Now that everybody's asking, no, I planned on it, but the more people ask, the more I think we ought to just pull back. So, Jahmyr Gibbs, less than 7 touches, just going to let him rot on the bench. I'm taking Lions and the points.
I'd 100% take Lions money line.
I'm going
covering 4.5.
I'm going kick in the face. Detroit is going to be crazy. That stadium is going to lose the lid. There's going to be no roof on Ford Field anymore. It's going to fly to Canada.
Next one, Colts at Texans. Texans are 1 point favorites. I'm going to take the Colts here, cover the spread.
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts for the spread and the win.
Yeah, basically just means they win.
They could lose by 1, but they're going to beat the Texans. I think they're a more well put together team than the Texans are, and
offensively,
just the promise that Anthony Richardson showed week 1. I'm going to take the benefit of that. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they just kind of got caught up a little bit, played a good team. Yeah. You know,
this will be very telling to see how this game. I think will be very telling to see how one the Colts are, and two how the Ravens are. Because if the Ravens were, because they weren't struggling, but they definitely weren't doing great. See if that's week one jitters, or if they maybe they aren't into it yet.
Yeah.
Next one, Chiefs at Jaguars. Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites. As of now, I think Kelsey is not in yet. Chris Jones is, though. Chris Jones will be playing.
Yes, Chris Jones will be back. He signed his lackluster deal.
Yeah.
But
with a lot of incentives,
I think it was Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday he signed it.
I think it was Monday or Tuesday. A lot of incentives, kind of a weird deal. I would have expected him to.
So if he doesn't go out there and stand on his head, he lost a lot of money for nothing. And
yeah, I would have held out a little bit longer, but obviously,
maybe just make him sweat a little bit.
Underqualified. So we're famously underqualified. So I have no fucking clue. Salary cap isn't fucking real. He hasn't figured that out yet.
His mobster goons at the game last Thursday, they didn't do him any favors, I don't think.
None at all. Next up, Bears.
Wait, you took the Chiefs to cover?
Oh yeah, shit. I'm taking the Chiefs to cover.
Okay.
I think the Jags will keep it within a possession, but I don't think it'll be 3 points.
Yeah, I don't think the Chiefs are going to come out 0-2.
Yeah, I don't think so either. They're going to bounce back. Bears at Bucks. Bucks currently at 2.5. Figured at 2.5. This would be weird. I don't know. I think Bears are going to come out with a fucking chip on their shoulder, but I also think the Bucks will come out there and be just trying to prove something. Bucks defense is still good. They wanted to make sure everyone knew that. And they covered Justin Jefferson terribly, but they're not going against Justin Jefferson this time. They're going.
It is a completely different offense. Yeah, so you can cover him or don't. It doesn't matter. Justin Fields might not even make the throw.
They're going against DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, and the fucking TikTok guy who puts in just about as much effort in the TikToks than he does into everything else.
Yeah, I don't know if Chase Claypool is going to even play. So
I don't think he is.
Well, might be the lesser of the St. Brown brothers that plays.
Yeah, yeah. I'm taking Bucks covering this. I'm taking Bucks.
I am agreeing as well. I'm taking the Bucks and the points, and they're going to make this Bears team and Bears fans send them to the Shadow Realm because those Bears fans, man, I can't see what they're seeing.
No, bear down.
Bear down. Right. Yeah.
Chargers at Tennessee Titans. Chargers favored 2.5 points. I think the Chargers are going to cover that spread of 2.5 points. I think that's. I think that's pretty good. I think their offenses are going to come in full swinging. I think probably might be an interception from Justin Herbert. I think there'll be some good special teams plays.
Some overcoming by the Chargers. Yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers in the points because I just don't think the Titans have the offense to stand up to them right now. They're not going to be able to put as many.
Yeah, they're going to come in. I don't think they're going to lose 2 in a row, especially to this Titans team. Giants at Cardinals. Giants currently at 4.5.
Goodness gracious, they didn't make this game very easy to call, did they?
No, they didn't. Because if it was any lower, I would definitely say Cardinals would cover this spread. I don't know.
I'm going to take this one as Cardinals covering the spread. I'm going to give this one to them.
I'll say Giants cover 4.5. I think Cardinals got lucky last week. It was the Commanders after all.
Yes.
Yeah, Giants are going to come out and please fight away the narrative at least one more week, even though it is against the Cardinals. San Francisco 49ers at Rams. This is one of 2 games I dread every year. Kyle Shanahan has my goddamn. He is our father at this point. I would say 49ers money line, but the Rams cover the spread.
It's very hard to beat a team by 8 points in the NFL.
That it is.
That being said,
It is also
that's what the Niners do.
That
is what the Niners do. And they go out there and they smack teams. And I think they're going to smack the Rams. I'm sorry. It's just
I'm not. I was very close to saying that 49ers cover the spread, but I have a little bit of hope.
That offensive line that showed up last week for the Rams, they better eat all of their Wheaties this week.
All of them. At least 8 boxes a day.
We're talking multiple servings because you got your work cut out for you here.
Yeah. Jets at Cowboys. Cowboys currently at 9-point favorites.
I think that is not a betting severe overreaction.
I am not a betting man anymore, but I am taking Jets to cover a 9-point spread.
I am for sure going to take the Jets to cover a 9-point spread. It is very hard to beat a team by 9 points, and that is not the Cowboys' forte.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks is allegedly out for this next week. That's their big wide receiver too right now. So it's going to be a little bit easier to figure out where their passing game's going, I think. But then again, you still have their run game. But I would say Jets cover the spread. Jets might even fucking win this game because all their fucking starters are probably still tired from that beat down prior to 9/11. So, what you got?
Yeah, I got Jets covering the spread. Not that I think they're going to win or anything. I'm not making any outlandish claims. I just think that winning by more than a touchdown is very difficult to do in the league. And when you win by 40, people give you these kinds of spreads. Yeah, I don't think the Giants were there to play. I think they were.
That's the Cowboys. They'll put up 40 points, and their opponent will drop an egg. But then next week,
and then they'll go score 10.
Then they'll scrape by.
Yep.
Commanders at Broncos. Broncos currently favored 3.5. I take the Broncos. I think they're going to be pissed after that 1-point loss.
And I do as well. I can't give the Commanders the benefit of the doubt here. I don't. Yeah. You played a good game. You won. Yeah. But continue it. Keep it going. I don't think they're going to be able to. I think this is Denver's game to lose, essentially.
Yeah. Dolphins at Patriots. This is in Gillette, and Dolphins are 3-point favorites.
The Dolphins could be 10-point favorites in this game, and I would still take them to cover the spread. This is going to be an absolute beatdown. We're going to see our second in a row Sunday night destructo game. They're going to beat the living dog shit out of the Patriots.
If any team is going to drop 4-possession lead on the Patriots, I think it's the Dolphins. There's too much to keep up with.
Yeah,
there's maybe gonna be some special team stuff to where Patriots keep it in. Maybe Mac Jones will step up, but there's
he's
done
that before. He's done that before.
Yeah, he's stepped up in random fucking games. I think Dolphins are gonna cover the spread.
I think Dolphins are gonna beat the Dolphins.
They should probably flip the 3-point favorites with the Cowboys and the fucking Dolphins.
Yeah.
If they flip that, a little bit more believable.
Yeah.
Belichick is the only reason that is that low.
Vegas might lose a little bit of money here. We have a Monday night doubleheader, which I'm not a huge fan of because Monday night I want to relax. I want to put on one game, chill, catch my wind.
Dual screen action going on now,
catch my wind from a Sunday. Giving us 2 games, not particularly great games, but 2 division games that are very meaningful. Right.
Yeah,
two meaningful games to the teams that are playing.
Yeah,
at least
I think. Well, in my eyes, there's 2 division winners playing.
Yeah,
and with the Saints and the Browns, I think the Browns are going to end up taking that, and I think the Saints are going to end up taking that. I think the Saints I think the Saints defense is going to show the fuck up, and I think Derek Carr will have a field day against that Panthers D. Very young D.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of money on the Saints here. I'm going to go them to cover the 3, honestly.
Yeah. And Cleveland Browns 2.5-point favorites against the Steelers, who just got their ass kicked by the 49ers, which I kind of understand.
In Pittsburgh, so terrible towels.
Yeah, it's in Pittsburgh. You know, they are coming off that terrible win, so they want to go out there, and I say this all the fucking day, but they're trying to prove something. So I'd still going with Browns covering a 2.5 spread. I think they'll win.
I think
at
that's
least by a field goal.
A safe bet, but a smart bet. I'm taking the Browns. Give me your lock of the week.
Lock of the week. Jets covering the spread.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. Something that I'm not very comfortable doing in my state of fandom. I'm taking
God.
the Bengals.
Okay, thank God.
The Bengals. Sorry, I had to make you sweat a little bit.
I thought you were going to bet on fucking Detroit. Like, oh, there goes the season.
I had to make you sweat a little bit. I learned a long time ago not to do that. I'm taking the Bengals as my lock.
Unless they're on a streak.
I'm taking the Bengals to right the ship and put a good smackdown on the Ravens. Just kind of come out and change the week 1 narrative, kind of really fix themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, that really locks it up. You got anything else that you want
to? No. I mean, no. I think we did pretty good. I think that's about that. Well, thanks for coming. It was great talk.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah, back next week. We're gonna wrap
up
for us 2, do the locks for week 3, and any big news that pops up. All right.
We're not very good at this, but we'll be back.
We'll be back.